Greetings, welcome to Facts About Everything. I'm your host, James Egan. Because the film is going to be released next year, just before Avengers 4, I decided to look at the superhero, Captain Marvel. No, that's DC one. I meant the Marvel Comics one. Yeah, that is Marvel Comics, but I meant the other one. I mean the female one. I mean the female human one. Okay, that's Ms. Marvel. I mean, Captain Marvel was Ms. Marvel, but that's a different Ms. Marvel. Okay, screw it. I'm just going to do every single one of the Captain Marvels. Except him. Because he's DC. Although the film will focus on Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, I need to start with the original. Captain Marvel debuted in Marvel Superheroes number 12 in 1967. His real name is Mar-Vell. Marvel is a Kree alien. You will recognize the Kree as Ronan the Accuser was a Kree in Guardians of the Galaxy. Also, the Captain Marvel movie will be a prequel set in the 90s, and Lee Pace will reprise the role of Ronan the Accuser. In the film, Mar-Vell will be played by Jude Law. Kree are sent to Earth to observe its inhabitants after humanity's technological abilities has advanced enough to allow them to journey into space. Basically, they check on other alien planets to monitor them, just to make sure they're not a threat to the galaxy or whatever. However, Captain Marvel abandoned his mission after he felt empathy for humanity's plight. As a result, he decided to ally with them against galactic threats. This branded Marvel as a traitor to his race, and he has had many hostile encounters with his own people. Marvel wears wristbands called negabands, which he uses as his primary weapon. The negabands give the wearer many powers, including super strength, interdimensional travel, and the ability to manipulate energy. The wearer does not require heat, food, water, or air. The first humans that Marvel encountered were the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four encountered a lot of people for the first time. This guy, the Inhumans, Black Panther, the Silver Surfer, Galactus, and yet nobody cares about the Fantastic Four, except me. The Kree tried to create the most intelligent being in the universe with an experiment fusing multiple brains together to become a super intelligent being. This was known as the Supreme Intelligence, but it's also known as Supremor. Supremor was created to create the ultimate weapon so the Kree could defeat their enemies, the Skrull aliens. As a result, Supremor created the Negabands. The Negabands' power is derived from the Negative Zone, which is the universe that exists below the Marvel universe. Upon his first encounter with Earthlings, he was known as the Sentry Sinister. Although the Kree have blue skin, Mar-Vell has white skin. Because of this, many Kree saw Mar-Vell negatively when he lived on the Kree homeworld. Due to his pale skin, he naturally blends in with humankind. Captain Marvel can lift 70 tons. By comparison, Hulk and Thor can lift about 100 tons. So although he's not as strong as them, he is one of the strongest Marvel superheroes. When Captain Marvel became popular, he got his own series in Captain Marvel number 1 in 1968. When he was living as a human, he went by the name of Walter Lawson. The Kree's planet is called Hala. It resides in a galaxy called the Greater Magellanic Cloud. And now I have to talk about the most important thing about Captain Marvel. The reason why Captain Marvel is significant is because he is the first superhero to die of cancer. He's not going to go out with a bang, he's just dying in a bed, surrounded by his loved ones. The story was significant because it showed that superheroes have the same vulnerabilities as normal human beings. After Mar-Vell died, there have been numerous people who took on the mantle as Captain Marvel, including a cop called Monica Rambeau. Not that kind. There you go. That's the one. Nowadays, Monica Rambeau is better known as Spectrum. Marvel's son, Genis Vell, nowadays he's better known as Photon. Marvel's daughter, Phyla Vell, nowadays she's known as Martyr. A Skrull alien called Knur. If you don't know what a Skrull is, they are going to be the villains in the movie. The main villain, who I believe is the Super Skrull, will be played by Ben Mendelsohn, who's best known for playing Krennic in Rogue One. If you want me to do a video with a Skrull, let me know and I'll upload a video as soon as I can. After Knur, there was Novar, better known as Marvel Boy, and the most famous one is Carol Danvers, who used to be known as Ms. Marvel. When Captain Marvel died, the Negabands would be bequeathed to a new Captain Marvel. Whoever holds the Negabands must clang them together to inherit the powers of Captain Marvel. Okay, now let's look at the most famous version of Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, who will be played by Brie Larson in a 2019 film. Guys, I'll be perfectly honest, I actually had to redo some of my video because in my accent I say Carl Danvers instead of Carol Danvers. Now, normally my viewers would just totally understand this is my accent, but it doesn't really work for this because it just sounds like the male name Carl, and watching my video, every single time I say it, I just think of this. She debuted in Marvel Superheroes number 13 in 1968. Carol Danvers is a human whose DNA was fused with the DNA of the Kree aliens by using a machine called the Psyche Magnetron. It might have the world record for being the most comic book sounding thing ever. The Psyche Magnetron gave her super strength, stamina, flight, and the ability to project and absorb energy. She used to work for NASA, and she was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. She briefly bonded with Venom. Also, I've done a video about Venom. I'll leave a link at the end of this video if you want to check that out. In one story, Carol Danvers was genetically altered by the alien race called the Brood, which is like a rip-off version of the Xenomorphs from Aliens. This genetic alteration allowed her to tap into the power of a white hole. A white hole is like a black hole, but it's white. With this enhancement, Carol could generate star power. With the ability to create star power, Carol took on the name Binary. She became so powerful as Binary, Danvers couldn't relate to humanity and travel the cosmos as a galactic superhero. Carol was the editor for Woman magazine. Ms. Marvel was designed to be a feminine superheroine. One of the most controversial comics ever is when a man called Marcus impregnated Carol with himself. This issue is said to be the worst Avengers comic ever written. It was also the first Avengers comic I ever read. So I was really excited. Then I read this, I was like, this is crap! Who reads this stuff? I started from the bottom and worked my way up. Not only has she been a member of the Avengers, she actually was the leader of the team for a while. Sometimes she goes by the name Warbird. She is so strong, she can crush a billiard ball to dust with her bare hands. Carol Danvers became Captain Marvel in Avenging Spider-Man number 9 in 2012. Carol Danvers briefly became an alcoholic. When her alcoholism started to affect her ability to be a superhero, she was suspended from the Avengers. When Carol Danvers became Captain Marvel, Kamala Khan became the new Ms. Marvel. The word Kamal means perfection in Arabic. Kamala Khan debuted in Captain Marvel number 14 in 2013. Kamala was a normal human that developed powers when she was exposed to a Terrigen bomb, which turned her into a polymorph. She now has morphogenetic abilities that allow her to transform, enlarge, or reduce her body wholly or partially for various applications. Kamala Khan is very important because she's the first Muslim superhero, male or female, to headline her own comic book. However, Kamala Khan is not the first Muslim superhero, despite what some sources say. That title goes to the Arabian Night. The turban hero had magical weapons and flew around on magical carpet. There's nothing really to say about the other Captain Marvels like Genisville, Philovel, but Novar is quite an interesting character. Novar debuted in Marvel Boy number 1 in the year 2000. Comics Alliance ranked Novar at number 2 in their list of sexiest male characters in comics in 2013. Novar is an alien that was created by the Kree. Although Captain Marvel is the most well-known Kree, Novar is the strongest. This is because his DNA was altered to enhance his strength. His DNA was also fused with the genes of a cockroach, but let's not get into that. Novar has super strength, speed, and agility. Also, he has the knowledge of all Kree technology and weaponry. Since the world's superheroes have a hostile history with the Kree, Noah was arrested soon after landing on Earth. However, Iron Man, Reed Richards, and several others believed they could maintain peace with the Kree by using Noah as a diplomatic peacekeeper. He is triple jointed, making him absurdly agile. When he joined the Avengers, he became known as the Protector. As you have seen from Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy, Novar and Kree in general don't understand humor or sarcasm.
Someday, put it together. What are you doing?
As a result, Novar doesn't like Spider-Man. Novar can perform a technique called a white run, where he pushes everything unrelated to whatever he's trying to do. Fight, work, invent, and so forth. This technique allows him to complete his duties insanely quickly. He uses technique to build a time machine in a day. Twice. And for the final fact, I have to explain the other Captain Marvel. Not the Marvel comic one, the DC comic one. And they're making a movie about him. Not only does it come out 2019, like the Marvel version of Captain Marvel, that's a lot of Marvels, it's coming out only a month after Captain Marvel. It's coming out about 3 weeks before Avengers 4. Good look at the box office there, DC. So how can there be a Captain Marvel in Marvel and DC? Wouldn't that be a copyright problem? Yes, it is. Let me explain. The very first Captain Marvel was from Fawcett Comics. However, it was discontinued when he was considered too similar to Superman. Since the name Captain Marvel was no longer being used, Marvel Comics trademarked it. Eventually, the Fawcett Comic version of Captain Marvel was integrated into DC Comics, and he allied with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and so forth. However, his comics couldn't be called Captain Marvel because Marvel owned the copyright to that name. As a result, the comic was renamed Shazam. Originally, Captain Marvel obtain his power from the wizard Shazam. So now Captain Marvel's called Shazam, and the wizard is called the Wizard. Aren't comics fun? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to know more about Shazam, let me know and I'll upload a video as soon as possible. To learn more facts, check out my books on Amazon. They're available on paperback and Kindle. Thanks for watching. See you again.